not mind the crazy shit I got going on around my room or whatever you see in the mirror. But am I the only one who notices what the fuck Uber, like, what the fuck happens during Uber at night? Especially Uber pool. Am I the only one? If it's not sexing in Uber or getting head from the driver or fucking like having weird conversations, pools with people that like are just drunk and shit, or you just being drunk or shit, or just drunk people attacking you. I don't like. Is it just me? Is it because like I get off work at 2 a.m. in the morning, 3 a.m. in the morning, and I take Uber home, and I always do Uber pool because I be cheap and I'm trying to save and shit like that, and like my car is gonna come soon and then payments gonna roll in. But is it just me? Is it legit just me? Cause like, yo, this story, to top them all off, this story breaks the cake. Why? Because, alright, so y'all know how Uber pool works. You get in, there might be another person, or you might pick up another person on the ride. Alright, cool, copy, got you. So I'm in the Uber, I'm waiting for the Uber. He calls me like, hey, where are you? Like, where are you? I am on East 38th Street. Where are you? I'm like, alright, I'm on 59th Street, 59th Street. Like, you know, sometimes with people accents and then they try to relay back to you or they try to hear you and they don't really hear it how you hear it. So I just try to be clear, coherent, and like make sure everything's on the same level. So he eventually comes and I'm in Columbus Circle, which is a big circle that you like have to keep looping around. I'm on like what? If it was degrees, 45 degrees of the circle. So I'm sitting there and he loops around one time. I'm like, I see him. I don't know why Toyota plus Highlander, whenever I see that, because that's most Uber pools that I get in at night, I read it Toylander. So I'm just like, I'm looking for this Toylander. And I'm like, all right, I see it. It goes around. I see it again. It goes around. I'm like, all right, boom, caught you. Because he eventually said, oh, your map told me you were over there and I was over there. I'm like, yeah, my GPS kind of fucked up. Sorry. So we get in and he's like, all right, first we're going to pick up Stephanie. Stephanie, I'm on the west side. Stephanie is on the east side. Alright, so we drove through Central Park, right, to the east side. Stephanie cancels. Where the fuck is Stephanie? Alright, cool. So we're on the east side, driving uptown. Then we gotta pick up Brandon. Brandon's on west, like 86th Street. No, Brandon's on like West 74th Street. So alright, we gotta go back to the west side. Boom. Now we gotta pick up, but Brandon cancels too. So now it's just like, all right, we're not doing this. So now it says Brenda, and this is where the shit gets juicy. So Brenda's on 85th Street, right? And we're like, all right, we drive from 74th to 85th. We get to 85th Street. Brenda's nowhere to be found, right? So we drive to 86th Street. Brenda's still nowhere to be found. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought a mosquito flew by my ear. I was about to start cutting, like snip, 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 snip. But anyways, so Brenda she's on 85th Street, and we looking around like, what? We don't see her. We call Brenda. Brenda's like, I'm on 85th Street. So Brenda gets loud and crazy, right? And then, this is where, like, he's trying to figure out, I'm like, Brenda said she's on 85th, because he's not understanding her, and I'm like, all right, I got you. I'm gonna help you out, brother. I'm gonna help you out. He's like, I don't know where you are. Where are you specifically? So I tell her, I'm like, where are you? What avenue are you between? Like, you know. And he has a thick accent, thicker than I can even emulate. But, boom. All right. So we're like, Brenda's like, I'm on 85th. So I'm like, all right. She says she's on 85th. Chloe, we're gonna wait. We're looking around. She's like, I'm on the Central Park West. Like, I don't see y'all. I'm by the U-Haul. I'm standing in the street. I don't see y'all. So I told the Uber driver, I'm like, drive up 85th Street between Central Park and like I think it's Avenue of Amsterdam. There's an avenue before that, but I can't remember. Oh well, not important. But we're driving up and I see her. I'm like, all right, there's the U-Haul truck and there's the girl standing right there, right? So like we're on the phone with her. She's like, y'all, I don't fucking see y'all. This and third. So he eventually like, all right, cool, copy. Like he's staying calm throughout this. So I'm like, all right, like I'm calming him down, making sure like alleviating, just communicating between the two of them. So she gets in the car. She's drunk. I'm telling you, she deserves 1 star. Cause she doesn't deserve 1 star, but how she was acting, she was 1 star. You cussing and shit, right? I'm sorry, I'm cussing now, but like she's just, yo. So she's like, I called the Uber. This is where I was. You got the location right there. And I'm like, and he's like, I'm in the car with him, and we both heard you on the phone, but we weren't clear on what you. She's like, don't bring him into this. You're the driver. I'm like, oh my god. she looked like she would have smacked the shit out of him if she was in that cab alone. But I'm like, all right. And then I try to turn. I'm like, well, we were both. And she's like, but are you the driver? I'm like, heard you, shorty. I'm not trying to get hit. Heard you. So I'm like, all right. And she's like, you have no. Then she tells him, you have no right to bring the passenger in. He's part of the pool too. You picked him up, right? I'm like, oh my lord, what? She is drunk and she's getting crazy. So we just like, he's like, okay, okay. So he drives forward, right? I'm thinking he gonna kick her out, which I would have done, to be honest. If it was my car, you acting like that, bitch, get the fuck out, square up, hoe. But no, nah. But anyways, but yeah, all right. So boom, so we're driving up, right? So now she's falling asleep, nodding off, everything. So we get uptown, right? So she wants to get off. Just gonna like lie because that block was too close to my block to say the block name. But we're on 120. We're on 125th Street, right? We're by the Chase on 125th Street. That's where she's supposed to let off. We're like, hey, ma'am, you're at your stop, and she's like. And he's like, I'm looking at her, and he's looking at like, excuse me, and she's looking like, looking at me, looking at the driver, looking at me, looking at the driver. Going back to sleep, falling in and out of sleep. So eventually it's like, this is your stop. And she's like, and he's like, are you gonna get, I'm sorry, this is your stop. Are you going to get out? I have places to go. And she's like, and I'm looking at her like, hi, and then she looks at me like, what? I'm like, oh, you requested 145th Street? I mean, fuck. Oh, well. You requested 145th Street? This is 145th Street. So she's looking around like, oh. And then she's falling back asleep, and he's like, hey, excuse me. And she's like, you want me to get out? And he's like, yeah, this is your stop. And I'm like, oh, the tea. But, yeah, so she's like, all right. So she opens the door. I don't know how she was going to do this, right? Mind you, she is few blocks from my house. So I'm just like, oh my God, I'm not coming back outside to help you. The police station is right there. Next day you'll stop, all right? They will find you. But hopefully a nigga don't. Like, but anyways. So she's just like, she opens the door, and then like she like leans one foot out because she has a dress on and some slippers. I think they're Rihanna Puma slippers. I don't know. So she puts one foot out, she puts the other foot out, she hops out, and something falls on the ground. So the door's still open, she like bends over and like picks it up off the ground, and looks like she's gone, and she closes the door. She closes the door. So me and the Uber driver, we looking. I'm looking at him, and he's rating her, and he pressed 3 stars. I'm like, you better press 1 star. Fuck out of here. I get home fucking 1 hour, like a few and change late because of this hoe. Press 1 star, like, fuck out of here. I'm like, she's drunk. She's high and drunk. She's done. She's done. And so like we're at the corner and we're watching, like, all right, she's walking pretty fine, right? She's like, the little sleep she got, she's breathing fresh air. She's doing good. She sat down at the bench right by the police station, well, above from the police station. So she was good. And I'm just like, oh my God. He eventually turns and starts driving me home, but boy, Uber drivers go through the worst at night. I'm telling you, the worst. If they are not like pleasing you sexually or pleasing you to your ear, like, you know, being all freaky and whatnot, like they go through the worst, especially with the drunk ones. Friday, Saturday nights, because I remember I was drunk one time, but the Uber driver took care of me, and I still got 4.6 out of 5 stars. Bitch, fuck out of here. I'm a great ass customer, and I tip well. Fuck out of here. But yeah, like things Uber people go through at night, like, and then sometimes I don't even get paid good for it. Don't worry, you got good customers like us that are out here to, you know, make videos and be like, listen, you went through X, Y, and Z. As a customer, I support you for, like, you know, being strong and sticking to it. You are my brother, and I am your brother too. So I got you. But yeah, that's it for this video. Tell me in the comments, or y'all should just make your own Uber stories, because I'm telling you, if I am not the one that goes through every Uber story, good, bad, ugly, and like pleasant as hell, I don't know who else is. So that's it for today's video.
Thank you for coming out tonight.